Hello, people. How are you doing today? Anyways, I was watching a lot of prepping videos over the last couple weeks, and I love how, I say this in jest, but I love how YouTube basically constricts conservative news articles on YouTube, but they place a lot of advertising at the front of their video clips. And so I'm watching a lot of prepping videos also, and bushcrafting and survivalist, prepper videos that basically show, setting up a camp, starting a fire, the woodworking to make a lean-to or a mud hut or whatever you want to call them, a wigwam. And I was thinking about these commercials that are also on the prepper channels that have to do with outdoor stuff, has to do with holsters, have to do with guns. Excuse me, my sinuses are a little backed up because of all the leaves falling. It happens every year, and then during the springtime, it's because of the pollen. But anyways, they also show a lot of commercials about prepping stuff at the beginning of these prepping videos, and they are cashing in. The sellers of these products are cashing in on a lot of paranoia of the people who want to prep, who want to consider themselves survivalists, who are gun nuts, like me. I'm a gun nut. I'm part redneck. I'm part city slicker. But I believe in basically a ubiquitous libertarian lifestyle, okay? And I see these commercials, and it makes me sick to no end. I studied about commercialism in psychology my first year of college at Ferrum College, and how they implant basically little designs on their photography. If you're reading a magazine and you see an article, where your mind on a subconscious level picks up, like Skull and Crossbones was one, a little ghostly figure was in the backdrop. And so the second time you see that article, it's automatically recognizable on a subconscious level, and you'd want to buy that product even sooner than if you weren't even interested. Okay? Well, anyways, a lot of these commercials are showing a lot of different knickknacks you don't need. And it disgusts me to no end, because I was on the force for 9 years in Washington, D.C., in Anacostia. Arguably the worst ghetto on the East Coast. Okay? There were shootings and homicides every day. We recovered about 2.5 guns a day as a Vice TAC unit. We took over Vice for 7 years. And knowing how the gun is used and how you produce it, you don't need especially a lot of different holsters they're trying to pawn off on you to use. One of them, like I said before, is the front holster, or the pancreas holster. Whoever called it the pancreas holster first, oh my God, their psychology is a little messed up. But anyways, they all call it the crotch holster that blows your nuts off. Okay? And they invoke a lot of this hoopla with the special forces. Okay? Let me tell you something, please. Being undercover before, briefly, but always in plain clothes for 7 straight years, the only thing you have to worry about with concealing your handgun is how quick you can get it out when you need it. Can you pull it safely from your side, point, aim, and shoot, and eliminate your target, and then put it back in your holster? That's all you have to worry about with these holsters, okay? A good pancake holster on the side and covering it up with a t-shirt is usually good enough. How big is your handgun that you need a front holster pointing directly at your crotch, at your femoral artery? Tell me that. Okay? What kind of small handgun is going to be worth pulling out from that direction to have it so concealed? Tell me that, please. Okay? I don't like online feuding and all that stuff, and I'm not trying to cause any hoopla, but invoking special forces' names, okay, to sell a product tells me that these people behind the scenes that are hiring ex-military badasses to endorse something, they want to make a lot of money quick because they're going to the source. But that source is not correct all the time. Okay? that source with frontal carry is bullshit. I bet you that person that they videotaped pulling a handgun out, I bet you he trained with that holster for over 100 hours. I bet you, before that videotape even was started, he already trained with it, so he knew exactly what he could do with it. Okay? And then back to that. Is he investigating some cartel where he needs a gun on him, but it's so super secret he needs to hide his gun down by his balls? No. Is he deep cover in Germany trying to infiltrate a terrorist cell that's eventually going to go to ISIS in Syria? And he's going to kill a bunch of bad guys because he's an assassin? He's so deep cover with the CIA, ex-military, and has probably 15 years of training. He has to hide that gun? No. Okay, things like that. And I'm not remarking on the police departments, excuse me, or any kind of special force clandestine unit. I'm not. They know what's real, and they know what works. Okay? I am complaining about the commercialization of a bunch of bullshit knickknacks you do not need. Excuse my language, guys. I love handguns, and I also love people that utilize handguns safely, effectively, and they protect themselves at all costs, especially white American Christians and black American Christians, and Hispanic American Christians, too. Okay? Let's not forget about our Hispanic brothers and sisters. Okay? So, why do you need this stuff? Is it an addiction? You have to make sure that you have everything that the next guy down the street who's a super prepper has? That's what they try to get the novice to think. They need it. And to be so super cool, you have to buy this product. Lo and behold, 6 months later, you're not using that product because it's not really effective to put that thing inside your waistband with a belt and everything and practice on it to withdraw the handgun perfectly, finger not on the trigger, and if you were harried, you'd be shooting like this while you're pointing at the suspect, the defendant, the assailant, the person that wants to kill you. You'd be shooting the ground or your leg before you even get on target with that suspect. Okay, what are some more? I don't want to blow you all day, and I'm a capitalist by nature, okay, but I don't believe in pure abject consumerism to make everybody feel they need this to be totally protected when they don't, okay? What about camouflage pants, okay? What about camouflage shirts and jackets? Say you walk into Walmart and you see Mossy Oak. Very nice looking camouflage. I love it. I got some myself. Okay? But like their loose fitting cargo pants, camouflage pants, do you really need that to go hunting? Do you really think that deer and all kinds of different animals can't sense you just because you have camouflage on? No, it helps protect you in a backdrop where they can't sense you. Okay, but it's not needed every single time. Especially when you set up traps for the deer that come in using corn, using salt licks, okay, using scent. It's not really much of a sport after that, is it? But it's easy if you have to survive. Sure, sit back 100 yards and wait for that deer to come in and pop them. I understand that. But it's the fervor. It's the mentality. You need to get it to keep up with Joe Redneck down the street. And again, I'm part redneck and I'm part city slicker. Okay? I love redneck culture, if you want to call it that. I love living in the boonies. I love people loving each other, going down the road where a person has a cow, say, hey, I'll buy that cow or a slab of beef off that. What do you need? Do you need like a whole freaking yard full of hay to feed your cows? Is there something else I can get you? Okay? How about my tractor to build a backstop? Okay? Or draw boundaries around your property if you need. I'll lend you my tractor. You know, that kind of inclusive Christian behavior is what keeps communities alive, not suburbia. Okay? So you get these cargo pants pockets, and then let's say you had a bug out, and you put everything in those pants pockets. you can think of, because you're going on a forced march with 5 minutes notice, and you have to trek 5 minutes away from the suburbs because your life is in danger. An EMP strike just went off. You can't use your car, so fuck the bug out bag. You're going to carry a bug out bag 10 miles on a forced march? Highly unlikely, especially with a rifle, especially with your handgun, especially with all your sticks, with all your magazines. Okay? And that's part of it too, but I'll get to that in a second. And you fill your cargo pants pockets. There is no need to fill all those cargo pants pockets because you couldn't carry it on and on and on. Food, candy bars, ammunition, your wallet, a source of cash stashed in one of them. What else? First aid supplies. Okay. Yeah, okay. See how far you get when you have no vehicle and you have to hike in the middle of the night at least 5 to 10 miles to get to safety. Okay? What else? Another thing, these bug out bags that look like military packs and rucksacks, they're pretty awesome if you can carry them. That's what I got to say about that. But all the little stripes across them where you can put hand grenades and stuff like that, and it looks like almost a bandolier or an LBE belt, and it's so super cool because the New Age military has it, you know, and you might have some 3A protection inserts in it and stuff like that, but it's a backpack also. How long do you think you're going to carry that when you purchase a $200, $300 item? That's how much they cost. When you can go to Walmart and you can set up for your whole family one bag apiece with essential items for them when you're leaving. Okay? Because believe it or not, you don't have a vehicle, you still have to get your family out of Dodge. You might have to. No electronics, an EMP blast goes off, a nuclear holocaust hopefully will never go off, but if that went off, that would mean also an EMP blast. The economy crashes and it's not going to recover for another 10 years and you just have to leave. You can use your vehicle, but how good is your vehicle going to be running if you don't have money to keep it up? Okay, so a lot of these backpacks aren't needed. You can go to Walmart and buy a $7 black backpack. I'm a utilitarian. I like black colors. I would get some cheap camouflage backpack also. Throw a good supply of food in there, okay, especially dry goods, and a basic first aid kit. And I say basic, I mean from a cut all the way up to you need something to suture a wound. I don't mean something with a bunch of splints. I don't mean a defibrillator. I don't mean anything like that. I mean basic first aid stuff for your children. Okay? Maybe some extra medications in there, like an aspirin bottle, an ibuprofen bottle, and an acetaminophen bottle. When you take those and you have the flu, it drops your temperature or it raises your temperature and it burns it off. So you take a good rest and your body naturally burns it off. Other than that, it can alleviate some pain here and there. Okay, and what else? Look at the handgun itself. Who on earth thought of the laser light on a civilian handgun? Who really cares? You're sitting there in your house and you're protecting your brood and your family, and you see a silhouette and you know it ain't your family. The only thing you should be worried about is shooting center mass and ending that threat and killing that person or that crook right there and then to protect your family. That's how it works. You're not going to pull it out and wait for that little red dot you see moving around everywhere, which wouldn't help you anyways, and make sure it's on target and then shoot. You pull straight, aim at the target, and you use all the skills you have, and you engage that target center mass, and you end the threat right there. Period. Flashlights may help. They're more bulky than anything, and they need a lot of upkeep if you're not paying attention. That one time you go through your house and you thought you heard something scurrying through your house, your lower level, and that flashlight is not going to work. What are you going to do then? Sit up by the basement stairs, and you're going to sit there and wait till the cops come and then let them in to go downstairs, and the guy's going to be home gone by then. Hopefully, if he didn't bother your family sooner. Okay? A regular flashlight would just work better. You can go to Walmart and get a $1 flashlight that will last a year with the batteries in it. Pull that thing out with your handgun when you need it. Common sense, people. Okay? How much do these systems cost to put on a handgun? Or how much does the handguns cost with these systems already on it? Okay? They make you feel it's neato, you need to get it when you don't. Okay? I always fall back on this. Save your money, invest in a lot of 9mm ammo, store that away in case the economy fails badly for a decade. Because of an EMP strike, a nuclear holocaust, because of a natural disaster that's going to take years to fix. It goes on and on and on. Look at Harvey in Houston. Okay? If you're wading through that water, you'd have to carry only what you can carry to survive. Food, maybe some first aid equipment, okay? Small equipment that you can carry, ammunition, and your rifle and handgun. Okay? Hopefully your family is not affected either and they got to move out before you and you were just sitting at your home making sure it's safe. Okay? But Harvey is a good testament to how preppers survive and protect their property. Okay? But I go back to save money, buy ammunition for all your guns in case there's no economy, no manufacturing base whatsoever for 10, 15 years. That's my baseline. But I love knickknacks too, and I'll test them out occasionally. I'll bite the bullet, literally, and I'll test something out, and then I'll be really pissed off. I'll put it somewhere off to the side, and if the need arises where I need it, I'll use it then, and hopefully it will work. Okay? But you look at these handguns, and a laser light you don't need, a flashlight on your gun you don't need. What about all this other stuff you put on your AR-15? These scopes, these forward hand grips. You know, except for extra magazines, there should not be anything else you buy for your AR-15 and your battle rifle. Why? Simple marksmanship skills. You have a front sight, you have a rear sight. If you don't know how to use that standing up at 300 yards, you shouldn't buy a damn thing for that rifle because you don't need it. That's just a fact. That's just how the Marines train. Okay? I'm not a Marine, but I like their marksmanship skills. Okay? I line up my target with the front sight through the rear sight, and I control my breathing and how I squeeze the trigger and how it is used to almost scare me because I'm not anticipating it, and I hit that target directly. That's me. I like the scope idea only on a 22 when you have to dispatch an animal for, let's say it's a rodent and it's bothering your homestead, or you're going to use it and it might be feral, it might spread disease, it might spread rabies, or I'm hunting and I want to dispatch that animal as soon as I can by a headshot and it's over with. No pain, no fuss, no muss. Okay? I believe in this scope also for long distances if I have to protect a wide area and I am sniping. But by then, I'm already in the supine position or the prone position, and I'm in a place where I have time to make sure it's set up properly. In everyday battlefield conditions, all you need is a front sight and a rear sight and marksmanship skills. Save all that money, don't believe all the hype, don't act like you're tacked a fool, and buy all this stuff you do not need. I really don't consider myself a prepper, okay? Especially when it comes to housing, long-term water storage, long-term food storage. I basically prep by collecting a lot of dry foods and a lot of cans. That's where it ends. I have a lot of great ideas, okay? And you prep the way you feel is comfortable to you, you can afford. God bless you, okay? As a community, if you need help, I'd help you down the street, especially when you want to protect the Constitution and not necessarily have without rule of law occur to your whole community. Okay? These fantasies about going to the woods and staying forever are fantasies. They're not really healthy, too, when you need human contact to survive and basically experience a spiritual life. Okay? I'm a Christian first and foremost, not a prepper. But anyways, the prepper word is a cool word. Okay? I would like to work with anybody during WROL and assist them and assist the community. I am not against preppers. Okay? What I consider myself is a utilitarian prepper that uses a bunch of different items, okay, for different uses, and I get the most out of each product I buy to save my life. Okay, I can tell you from 6 shootings, 7 Glock trainings, retrainings to get the new Glock after each shooting. All you need for carry concealed is a good leather pancake holster that protects the trigger. Okay, the ease and concealability of your holster matters. But if it's slim up against your body, what's a big deal? You need this Serba kind of holsters and all these plastic high-tech holsters that, only you can pull straight up. That might help. But they want you to feel it's the neatest, newest invention, so you have to have it, and you waste another, $30 for a holster? When a strict, good leather holster works holster that is slimming by your side is easy to pull up, straight, and you extend and you engage that target. Okay? That's all you need. Then, if you have to buy a Sam Browne belt because you're on the force, okay, ask them what kind of directional holster they have where no suspect can pull the handgun sideways, to the front, to the back. It could only be pulled straight up by the user. Okay? I was taught and trained how to retain a handgun too. If you're overwhelmed by a bunch of people all at once, you fall to your side and your hand's on the gun and you protect that gun and you're in the fetal position until help arrives. So what else more do you need with a pancreas holster? How on earth are you so deep covered you need to endanger your livelihood in your crotch or your femoral artery where you will bleed out in less than a minute? You don't need these holsters that might get you killed. Train well on your weapon. Be cognizant of when you can use it. Know its capabilities. Make sure you have a good holster that only you can use. And it's slimming. It's non-offensive. But you can get to it quickly and end any threat. And that's all you have to worry about. Your idea is to get home every day to your family. Okay? Not be super Joe cool, super deep cover, Juan Valdez, investigating the cartels in Mexico. Okay? Or you are going to work. If you can't have a handgun at work, how good is your work? If you got to hide your handgun. Okay? I work at a job where I can't have weapons, so I don't carry them. That's just a fact. But I don't feel the need to conceal them or throw them in my pocket. That's another thing. Mouse guns can go in your pocket with a long trigger pull. They're just as safe as any handgun in a holster. They're designed that way. They're designed when an emergency occurs and your life is being threatened. You reach into your pocket, you don't touch that trigger, you pull it out, and you use it directly within 5 yards, 10 yards. Close combat, person to person. They have a knife on you, and you pull it out of your pocket. Okay? Then you take that longer take-up of about 10 full pounds, and you eliminate your threat quickly, swiftly. Put it back in your pocket, call 911. You don't need all these crazy holsters. All right, guys. Well, that's just me and my opinion at this time. It's a wonderful day to go back to work. Enjoy your day. Be safe out there. Protect your family. Protect yourself. Protect your community. Protect your state. Protect your nation. Arm up. Enjoy.